Michelle. How's it going?
Hi, Lindsay. Good. How are you?
I'm feeling solid today. Everything's good. It's a sunny day here in Denver. What about
Are
in
you
New
feeling
York?
are you feeling happy?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm generally a pretty happy person. Well,
Yeah.
especially when I'm on the mic. I mean,
Yeah.
we
Same.
love podcasting. So, yeah,
Yeah.
feeling good.
Uh,
Mhm.
good. Well, today, guys, we are going to talk about a different way to use the word happy. And it's just a different way that it is used in conversation. It's more of a slang way. So this is going to be fun.
Oh, I love it. I think our listeners really want to hear that insider English, right? The real English, the
Yes.
English that you might not see in a textbook, but this is what native speakers use. So let's get into it. What is another way that
Let's
we
do
might
it.
use happy?
All right. Well, I'm going to take you guys back to when I was in fourth grade
Oh,
Michelle. And I remember my teacher, Mrs. Weston. I remember that she used to joke that I was comma happy. I guess we were learning punctuation and
yeah.
all this stuff. So, Lindsay, when I'm telling you, oh, I was comma happy, does that mean I'm happy about commas? Like, what does that mean to you?
To me, it says that you used commas a lot. Like you were
Yeah.
dropping commas like crazy. Boom, boom. There's a comma, another comma, around the
Like
corner,
the
a comma.
Oprah giving out comma.
Yeah. Oh,
Comma for you,
yeah.
comma for you. Yeah.
A famous line from
Yeah.
Oprah, right? She's like, "You get this, you get
Yeah,
that."
you got a
Right.
card, you got a card, you got a comma. Yeah, so it meant that I loved to use them. I would use them a
Interesting.
lot, and this was true in 4th grade, and, um, I never forgot her saying that. Like,
Huh.
it's funny how things stick with you, like, I never forgot that, and it is true, for a while, I was very comma happy, and even sometimes now I'll, like, wanna now I think I've gone the other way. No, no.
Okay, so now
No, no,
nothing?
no.
No punctuation
No,
whatsoever?
I
Just
think I no, no.
stream of consciousness? Just
No,
No?
I think I'm better now, but I feel I finally understand commas, but commas are tricky. But yeah,
Commas are
sometimes I
tricky.
think we tend to want to just put in more just in case, but then
Right.
sometimes it's just not necessary. So I think I've
Yes.
since gotten a better handle on my comma use.
I love
But
it.
yeah, comma happy. So
Mhm.
that's what we're talking about. So using happy in this way, it's pretty common. Lindsay, do you ever hear this?
I do, and I know I've used it before, but I can't quite think of an example of when I've used it, but I definitely have heard it. It's when someone uses something a lot or really enjoys something, but they're just
Hmm.
very heavy in one area, right? So your
Right.
ex happy, right? Structure is X
Hmm.
happy, blank happy, right? And the blank is
Right.
what form of speech, Michelle?
Yeah, it's a noun generally.
Okay.
I can't
Mhm.
swimming
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that makes
I would
sense.
s I would say generally it's a noun. You might be able to play with it a little bit, but usually a noun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this isn't super common, but this is a fun way to say that someone does something too much or overuses something. So it has that kind of teasing thing
Teasing
about it. It's like a
connection.
little teasing. My teacher was, "Oh, you're comma happy." It's a joke. You're making a joke of it. So, yeah.
Sometimes that's what we have to do to build the connection, right? We don't want to come out and say, you do this too much. It's too direct.
Mhm.
It could be rude. Instead, we can play around with language and still have connection and call someone out, maybe tease them, like you said, Michelle, about
Yeah.
something, but just
Yeah.
bring it out into the open, right?
Right, right, exactly. So, guys, we also want to direct you to a recent episode. Speaking of when you were kids, right? When I was in 4th grade, about travel. This is episode 2062 is international travel with your kids in tow. Tell us what you think. So, listen to that one as
Yes.
well.
Yeah, that was fun hearing about your trip. You're traveling with the kids
Yeah.
abroad. So fun. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Yes.
good stuff. All right. So, like I said, you can use it to tease someone or to tease yourself. Like I could say, "Oh, I'm totally comma happy." I might say I'm exclamation point happy. I'm sure we've talked about that.
Yes,
Um,
right. That's
but
that's worse than being comma happy, I think.
yeah.
Too many
um
exclamation points. Yeah.
yeah. Well, so let's do some other examples
All
that
right.
are not about punctuation. So,
All right.
Lindsay.
So here's an example for the working world. Their boss was meeting happy. So they had a meeting every other day. Oh, that could get pretty annoying for team members, employees, right?
That's a lot.
That's
That's
a
a
lot
lot
of
of
meetings.
meetings.
Yeah. Some
Yes.
companies do though. They have like a stand up, they call them. Every, end of day stand up, beginning of day stand up. Pretty intense, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
lot. You have to think about how productive are those meetings,
Right.
actually.
Right. What else?
Okay, so, I just lost my spot. Oh, okay, here we go.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a little salt happy when it comes to cooking, so let me know if
Mm.
you don't want too much salt.
That's a great example when you're cooking, right? Because you're
Mhm.
adding it's not, when you say, "Oh, you were a little, sugar happy on these cookies," or a little
Yeah,
butter
yeah.
happy, that's cool because that's not gonna be rude or come off as an attack of character. That's just, "Hey, you kinda went crazy. You went
Right.
overboard a little bit here." Right?
Yes, yes,
Yes.
exactly. A little
Super high
salt. Do
level.
you cook with a lot of salt?
I don't really cook in general, Michelle. I
That's
you
true.
know
Why did
that.
I ask?
All right, what else? So here's the next one. You're really water bottle happy. Maybe you should just buy yourself a good one. That's everyone out here in Colorado. Everyone out here carries a water bottle. It's you could find memes on YouTube about a typical Coloradan, and I guarantee
Really?
you they'll have a water bottle with stickers in their hand. It's
Oh,
just
really?
Colorado culture. It is so funny. Actually, I'm gonna send you something on YouTube that's really funny, making fun of Coloradans. I love it. And I am one, so I can do that.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So do you find that you, like, fall into the typical
Mm.
Coloradan
Oh god,
thing
I
after
try
a
to
few years
avoid it.
living?
I try to not fall into the cliche as much, but yes, I'm the one who says when people come here to visit, "You have to drink more water," you know? Right. So, all right, this is good. This is super high level. I think our listeners are ready for another example.
Alright, so here we go. Wow, this channel is too commercial happy. I'll just fast forward through them.
Nice. All right, Michelle. So, can this be used with everything in every situation at work? Where would we use this?
Yeah, I don't think it can be used all the time. Like, you don't wanna use it all the time. It can
Right.
sound a little awkward. So this is like an example of when you should listen and get the feel of something because this is kind of creating your own word. And sometimes it works and sometimes it might sound a little awkward, but it's okay because we all do it. We all experiment with language
We
and
do.
but do realize that that has a little teasing. It's
It
not
does.
it has a little undertone of being teasing or even in a way like a little critical.
Y-
So
Yeah.
just consider that. Think about that before you use it.
Yeah, I think when it comes to, real English, it's about context, guys. It's always at All Ears English about maintaining the human connection. And so you need to already have a nice connection relationship built, a
Yeah.
rapport with that person before you start saying, "Oh, you were a little salt happy with this meal, but it's
Y
great."
yeah.
You need to be in a place where you can tease someone. And for
Yeah.
some people that builds a stronger rapport when you can get
Right.
there, right? So this is the English to
Right.
do it. Yeah, Michelle?
Definitely.
Yeah, I love
Yeah,
it, yeah.
absolutely.
So, Michelle, speaking of being happy, I mean, what is one thing I miss living in New York, but what's one thing that makes you happy about life in New York?
Oh, Lindsay, so many things, but I would say one of my favorite things about living in New York is that it's extremely international, you know?
Oh my god, I loved that when I was living there back in the
Yeah.
2010s and in the
Mhm.
2000s. There's just you walk out your door or you go on the subway and there are people from all over the world. It's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, you can walk the streets and just hear so much variety. In fact, you
Mhm.
know what? It always inspires me to wanna learn another language.
Yeah, being in that kind of place, you really do. You hear these languages, you think, "I should be speaking these languages," or "I get it. I totally
Yeah.
get it." Yeah.
Yeah, so but sometimes I have a hard time picking which language to focus on, you know? But the great part about Rosetta Stone is I don't have to choose one language. I can start a language and then later pick another one to work on. Lindsay,
Yeah.
you've been using Rosetta Stone, right?
I have, and it is super impressive because, with the plan we're on, we can choose from 25 different language courses, which is incredible to have that level of variety, right?
Right. Oh, exactly. So you get a membership and you can choose any of these. You
Yes.
don't have to sign up for one specific language.
Yeah, you can focus a ton on just one, or, if you like to try different things, you can always bounce around from language to language, learn a little bit here, learn a little bit there.
Yeah.
I'm going to Portugal in November, and so I need just travel phrases. I don't need to become fluent. And I went to Egypt back in the spring, and, just little things we need to get by, to
Yeah.
negotiate with the cab driver, things like that. That's what we can do with this kind of app with Rosetta Stone.
Right, right, exactly, and I also love how it starts out small with basic words, and then you
Yep.
move on to more challenging parts of the language because that's, to me, such a natural way to learn.
Yeah, I mean, that is how learning happens, right? In applied
Mhm.
linguistics, they know that that's what is needed to learn this
Yeah.
language. It's huge. So guys, we're thankful to be sponsored by Rosetta Stone and we're excited to share with you today that for a limited time, all ears English listeners can get Rosetta Stone's lifetime membership for 40% off. That's an incredible discount.
Yeah, guys, that's huge. I mean, because that comes out to $179 for unlimited access to 25 language courses. And also, you never lose access. Guys, we love lifetime access.
Yeah, we know our listeners love that lifetime access. You never lose it. So, exactly, Michelle. So, get ready for a lifetime of learning, guys, with this special promotion. You can redeem your 40% off at rosettastone.com/AEE. And I'm going to go ahead and spell that so our listeners can type that right into the search bar. It is rosettastone.com/AEE. Type that into the web, into the URL. And Michelle, what should they remember to do?
Guys, remember to use coupon code AEE.
Yeah, I mean, this is the time, right, Michelle? This is the fall. It
Yes.
is the time to put your foot on the gas pedal in terms of your goals
Yeah.
and your language learning and where you want to be by the beginning of next year. So good.
Love it.
Yeah, Michelle, let's get back to what we were talking about being happy, salt happy, sugar happy. What are some other ways? Like, what are we essentially saying here when we say you
Yeah.
were salt happy on this fish today? But
Right.
yeah,
Well, to overdo something, right?
yes.
So,
Hmm.
you could say so she really overdoes the decorations, don't you think?
Something is overdone, to overdo something. Or I like this one, to go overboard, right?
Yeah.
Don't go overboard with corrections, just focus on grammar. And that's something teachers have to learn how to do, right? When you're a teacher of English, you can't correct every mistake
Yep.
for the student. You have to
That's a big
focus on.
discussion. That's a big discussion, like, when I was getting my master's in TESOL,
Oh,
that's a big discussion topic about,
yes.
corrective feedback, like, how should you, when
Right.
should you, how should you? There's all sorts of
I
discussion on
bet it
that, so that's
was.
interesting.
Yeah, because we can't overwhelm students,
No.
right, with tons of corrections. We have to
Mhm.
focus. Yeah.
Exactly,
Mhm.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, but Lindsay, do you ever do things in excess? Like, I was comma happy. Do you like lately I've been a
Yeah.
little bit coffee shop happy.
Coffee
Are
shop,
you anything
oh,
are you
interesting.
anything happy, Lindsay?
Okay, yeah, I've been a little bit this summer, a little olive oil happy, and so I pulled back a little. I know olive oil is so good for you, it's always on the list of the best superfoods for you, so I wanna have olive oil, but I eat a lot of salads, and so if I go heavy on the olive oil, I have, like, 10 salads a week, that's my diet. I eat a ton of salad and lettuce and kale, and so that is a lot of extra calories, to be honest, of olive oil.
Mm,
Good calories, healthy food, but
right.
a little too much. So I've pulled it back this summer and I'm looking for lower calorie alternatives that don't have so many preservatives. It's hard to find a good salad
Mm,
dressing actually in the US
mhm.
that's not packed with preservatives but is low
Mhm.
calorie. So, yes, I've been olive oil happy lately.
That's funny. Okay, that's a great example, guys. So you can Lindsay's kinda teasing herself and,
Yes.
it
Yes.
it also helps connect to talk about this. Like, we all have something that we do a little bit too much.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
I can be a little lemon juice happy when I cook.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay. And
Lemon or
what kind
lime
of
juice.
food? Like when you're cooking fish or what kind of anything? Like
Well,
just
like on a avocado toast, like, I'll put it I put
ah,
recently, I have, like, popcorn every day with my lunch every single day, and
popcorn.
I'll, like,
Okay.
put, like, lemon juice all over the popcorn.
That's weird. That's weird, Michelle.
Another
Doesn't
weird
it make it
Michelle
soggy?
quirk.
It's strange.
Yeah,
Okay.
but not over everything. It's just kinda like how butter makes it a little soggy, but it's just like
Hmm. We're all happy about something,
we all
right?
have our vices, right?
Especially when it comes to food, especially when it comes to food. I can be peanut butter happy. I can go into that
Oh,
pe
yes.
get scoops a couple times a day. I go for it. I'm gonna go work out. I need a little protein. It's so good. All right,
Yeah.
Michelle, let's get a role
See,
play out
but
here.
as you can see, like, this is a fun I just wanna say this is a fun thing to talk
This
about,
is
right? Like,
fun.
we just, like, got into it, like, you can start a whole conversation and
Yes.
really get into something. Like, I enjoyed I feel like, Lindsay, we coulda just kept on going for 5 minutes, like, talking about our habits and things we've been doing
Yeah.
recently, so
And we're
this is a really good
joking.
one.
And it's so much better than saying, "Well, how would you even say this? What do you go overboard on?" You wouldn't. It wouldn't be a conversation starter,
Yeah.
right? Otherwise. So this is why this is a moment where real English really matters, guys. So
Yeah.
you can build connection with the real English. Okay.
That's right, that's right. Alright, so let's do a role play.
All right. So here we're planning our friend's birthday party. Here we go. Oh, this is
Okay.
probably a good context for this. So
Mhm.
I think there should be an open bar.
Lindsay, I don't wanna overdo it. That's expensive.
Yeah, but it will be fun. I promise I won't go overboard on everything else.
Fine. Try not to be decoration happy this time either.
I won't, I won't. This is a great example. I feel like weddings are a place where people get very happy on certain things, right?
Ooh, weddings are
Uh,
so weird to plan.
decoration happy. Oh, we could do a whole other episode about how people go overboard when it comes to wedding planning or
Yeah, that
parties,
would be
any kind of
fun.
presentation or celebration or
Right.
event. You will have people that will be happy on certain things. So funny.
Yes. Yes, that would be that's a fun topic, we'll do
It's a fun topic.
that.
All right, so here we go. Let's break it down and then we'll finish up for today's episode. So
Yes.
you said, "Ah, Lindsay, I don't want to overdo it." Right? I don't want to
Mhm.
over that's just another way to say don't just don't do too much of that thing. Yeah. Yeah.
And then you said, "I promise I won't go overboard on anything else or on everything else."
Yeah. And then you said, "Fine, try not to be decoration happy this time either." So it sounds like you're referring back to the last time we hosted a
You have a little
party.
problem.
And I have a little party, went a little overboard. Oh, it makes me think of at Christmas time, you see people that cover their houses in Christmas lights, like they
Yeah.
go crazy, right?
Yeah.
Completely
Yep.
covered. It's so fun. I love that.
Yes. Yes,
All right, Michelle,
definitely.
what's the takeaway for today, for today's
Okay.
episode?
Well, this is a good slang way to make a new word, a good thing to experiment with, and just so much fun to talk about. But again, be aware that it does have a teasing quality to it. So,
Yes.
lots of things to think about with this one.
Exactly. And guys, I just want to remind you to go over and support our sponsor and check out the special deal from Rosetta Stone, 40% off, lifetime of learning, 25 language courses to choose from. It's not just English. Go to
Yes.
rosettastone.com/AEE and type that in your URL bar. It will pull up the offer. Go ahead and get started today. All right, Michelle,
Mhm,
good
and
stuff.
use
Yeah.
the coupon code AEE.
Yes, good stuff. Thanks, Michelle, for hanging out. I'll talk to you
Alright.
soon.
Alright, bye.
Take care. Bye.